Hi friends, good evening. Today we will discuss about networks part 3. So I am assuming that you have already studied networks part 1 and part 2. If not, kindly refer to the previous videos in which network part 1 is about basics and all the terminology which I will using. Networks part 2 I will be dealing about KCL, KVL and network theorems up to Thevenin Norton's theorems. Okay. Now we'll discuss about maximum power transfer theorem. So what is maximum power transfer theorem? So first, before going to maximum power transfer theorem, uh, I would like to make this class. Should I make this class in Telugu or English? Since you are comfortable with English so far, if you want classes in Telugu, please comment in the comment section so that if majority of students want in Telugu, I will make in Telugu itself. Okay. So maximum power transfer theorem has applicable to DC and AC. Okay. So what is power? Power is nothing but average power. Okay. In DC, in AC it is called as active power. In AC we have actually three powers. One is P, Q and S. Okay. Active, reactive, apparent. Units are kilowatts, kVAr, volt ampere, or kV, you can say kVA. Okay. So which power we are talking about when we are talking about maximum power transfer theorem? Which power we are talking about? So in DC power is same P. There is no reactor power in DC. Why there is no reactor power in DC? Because DC is nothing but only about resistances, right? Resistances. There is no inductor in DC. There is no capacitor in DC. Because in DC inductor is taken as short circuit and in DC capacitor is taken as open circuit. Right? Done. So in AC the power we are dealing is active power. We're not talking about reactive power and not talking about apparent power. Why? Because active power deals with actual work done. Active power deals with actual work done. In practical example I will give. In your households, you will get power bill, right? You will get electricity bill. It is based upon how much amount of kilowatt you will be using for hour, kilowatt hour, nothing but energy. Okay, it is kilowatt hour. So how much amount of active power you are consuming per hour, right? So the actual work done is P. So we are considering only about actual power. Okay. So now let us go into the statement of maximum power transfer theorem. The maximum power transfer theorem states that in any linear active bilateral network. So linearity, active, bilateral, these three terms I have defined in lecture crash course part 1. If anyone is new, kindly watch. Have those 2-3 or 1 minute classes in that crash course 1 to get clarity. In any linear active bilateral network consisting of voltage sources, resistances and combination of both, the maximum power transfer to load, say for example here load is RL. First I am talking about only DC only. Load is RL. So maximum power transfer is transferred to load only when load resistance is equal to source resistance. Right? Yes. So now say for example this network from the definition of Thevenin's equivalent. Here from the definition of Thevenin's equivalent, here the terminals are defined A and B. From the definition of Thevenin's, this can be represented as RTH and VTH. Right? Yes. And it is the load RL. So from the definition, this load resistance, if it is equal to source resistance, then maximum power is transferred. What is source resistance? RTH only. So RL should be is equal to RTH. Now RL is equal to RTH. The current flowing in this circuit is equal to what? VTH by 2 into RTH. So maximum power is equal to I square into load resistance, which is RTH here. If you do that, V square, you will get V square by 4 RTH. This is the formula for maximum power transfer theorem in DC. So if any circuit is given, find out the Thevenin's equivalent across that terminals and find out the Thevenin resistance, okay, and find out the Thevenin's here voltage V, nothing but Thevenin's voltage VTH. So VTH whole square by 4 into RTH is the power, maximum power, P max. It is the maximum power. Actually, there is a definition, there is a derivation for this, which is not necessary for gate. It will be asked in IES for like derive the maximum power transfer equation. So this is the formula we are using, and I recommend learn this concept. Okay, let me define you. Let me write the formulas for you. RL, variable RL should be equal to RS. This is the exact equation, and maximum power P max is equal to VTH whole square by 4 into RTH, right? And one more question, this is based on the experience. Say for example, the load can be any load, right? If you study DC motors, you have a load kind of the series common. This can be also load, this can be also a load. Means, say for example, it is the back EMF, it is a back EMF EB, it is the armature resistance RA. This is equivalent of a DC motor, DC generator. So now we have a source here, this is the network. Now they will ask about how to calculate maximum power transfer to the load A and B. So here there is one more equation for maximum power transfer theorem. For max power transfer to load, for max power transfer to load, voltage across load must be equal to source voltage by 2. This is nothing new. Here I will write down again. This is nothing which already you know that, but learning in this equation will help you to solve many questions. The circuit, let us analyze the circuit. Circuit is like this. It is the load voltage, load resistance RL. It is source resistance, equivalent resistance RTH. It is VTH, and given that RL is equal to RTH. If RL is equal to RTH, then across the load terminals, this voltage V is equal to VTH into RL by RL plus RTH, voltage division rule. If you do this by using this condition, you will get V is equal to VTH by 2. Means, for maximum power transfer theorem, half of the voltage should be given to load, then only maximum power transfer theorem will be transferred. Now we have a normal doubt. What the doubt is? You will say, sir, it is giving V by 2, right? I will provide voltage which is greater than V by 2. Say it is 0.5, right? I will be giving the load voltage is equal to 0.8 times of Vs. So the maximum voltage power transfer will happen, right? Yes, but this amount of voltage you can't be provided, right? We have a source resistance RL, RS, load resistance RL, okay? And you may say that if I make RL is equal to 0, then amount of voltage across V, across this, right? We will make RL equal to 0. Max amount of current will be flown, right? So V by R plus R. No, if RL is equal to 0, then it's nothing but the load is short circuited. The load resistance should be some value, not 0. So the three formulas important for DC solutions here is this: RL is equal to RS, P max is equal to VTH whole square by RTH, and second is V load, voltage across the load terminal should be equal to source voltage by 2. Okay, now I will give a special case to you. RS, RL, VTH. RS or VS you can say. For time being you can say it is VS. Now for what value of RS? Maximum power is transferred. Pmax is transferred. Question. So what is the value for RS? The first option is RS is equal to RL. Second option is RS is equal to 0. Third option is RS is equal to 4. Fourth option is none of the above. So 99% people who are studying first time will go for this option. Why? Because they have by hearted this formula. RL is equal to RS means RS is equal to RL. No, it is wrong. Maximum power transfer will be given only if the load resistance is variable and this is equal to RS. Since its source resistance is variable, here I will make source resistance as minimum as possible for RS is equal to 0. If RS is equal to 0, maximum current is flown to load. Okay, means this comes under special case. In special case, if load is constant, and source variable, load is constant, source variable, reduce source to minimum value, done. Yeah, this is the maximum power transfer theorem DC in case of DC. So any number of questions will be combination of these four concepts only. Concept 1 you can write down these concepts in separate paper. Concept 1 will go for RL is equal to RS. Concept 2 will go for Pmax is equal to VTH whole square by 4 into RTH. Concept 3 will go for load voltage, means the load may be R types of load. The load may be only resistor. The load may be combination of resistor and a voltage. The load may be combination resistor and a current source. Okay, if they define a terminals, that is a load, right? Yes. And fourth is, if source is variable and load is constant, make source as minimum as possible. Now let us go for maximum power transfer theorem in terms of AC. AC, here the power we are considering is only active power, not reactive power and apparent power. We are only dealing with active power. So in AC, inductor and capacitor will be coming, right? Okay. When inductor capacitor will be coming, the impedance will be R plus JXL or R minus JC, where XL is equal to omega L, XC is equal to 1 by omega C. It is reactance. This formula is basic, right? So here it is a source voltage, AC, right? Yes, AC. Here we have a source voltage and we have a impedance value ZS. We have a load value ZL, which is variable ZL. So according to maximum power transfer theorem in terms of AC, the maximum power transfer theorem will only happen, see the condition, when ZL is equal to ZS conjugate. I assume that you all know the meaning of conjugate. If not, just kindly listen that. If we have a 2 plus J3, J or I, both are imaginary terms, the conjugate of this is 2 minus J3. It is nothing but conjugate. Okay, this is the meaning of conjugate. So if load is variable and we have a source, so ZL is equal to ZS conjugate. So now we will see every possible cases. So let us see case 1. In case 1 we have ZS and we have only RL, VS. So here, for what value of RL should the maximum power transfer theorem should be happen? If it is ZL, then I might have used the concept ZL is equal to ZS star. But here the formula is RL must be equal to mod of ZS. Okay, means magnitude. Say for example, if Zs is Rs plus j omega s, then RL should be is equal to root of Rs square plus omega omega L j omega j xs, right? So omega ls whole square. It is a formula for RL. Means this RL should be equivalent to magnitude of this. Say for example, we have second concept B. So only these many cases are possible, right? We have a ZS, we have a RL, we have a XL also, but XL is not variable, only RL is variable. So now what is the value of RL to get maximum power transfer theorem? Nothing to worry. Whatever resistance is variable, right? Load resistance is variable. Combine the remaining two and equate to that magnitude. Means here RL is equal to root of RS square plus omega ls plus omega ls, right? Omega ll whole square. I added Zs plus jxl and taken magnitude and made equal to R. Okay, done. See, in 2 and 3, this B and A are both are equal. Here XL is equal to 0. If you put this is equal to 0, it is nothing but the case here, right? So now we'll go for third model. In third model, source is variable, and load is RL jxl vs. So it is RS plus jxs. Now the condition is, I have said that in DC, if source is variable, make source as reduce source to minimum value, right? So here I will make Rs is equal to 0 minimum value, but Xs should be is equal to minus XL. Okay, this is the condition. Means this value of inductance should cancel this inductance and it should be 0, then only maximum power transfer will happen, right? It is case D. And what are other cases possible? Other cases are possible is like this. You have a Zs, you have a jxl, it is variable. RL is not variable. You have a source Vs and so on. So now what is the value of XL to make maximum power transfer? Since RL is not variable, only XL is variable. So what you will do, we will make XL is equal to minus XS. So you will cancel this inductance value, which is done in earlier case also, so that maximum power transfer theorem will happen. Okay, so now see the cases. I will explain the cases once again. In general is like this. In general, if entire ZL is variable, this means make RL is equal to RS, variable RL is equal to RS, make variable XL is equal to minus X. Done. If RL is not variable, forget about it. If XL is variable, make equal to minus XS. Here RL is not variable, so if you see it, this condition will not apply, so apply this so I will use this condition only. And here RL is only variable and XL is not variable, so you can't apply XL is equal to minus XC. So since it is not variable, so here I will consider RL is equal to magnitude of the remaining elements, right? Done. That is not closing. 1 minute. Now we will solve example questions, right? Set of networks theory. Okay, the maximum power transfer power is delivered from a source to its load when the load resistance is dash equal to source resistance. It is DC question where we know that when load resistance is variable, it should be varied to source resistance. So answer is C, equal to source resistance. If source impedance will comes under AC is complex, They said source resistance is ZS. The maximum power transfer occurs when load impedance. They said about load impedance means ZL. So the question answer is, we know that ZL is equal to ZS conjugate, means it should be complex conjugate of the source impedance. If source impedance is complex, yes, ZS, then condition for maximum power transfer theorem is ZL is equal to ZS conjugate, option B. If ZL is equal to ZS conjugate, then we know that it is nothing but RL is equal to RS, XL is equal to XC conjugate. Not conjugate, we can directly say XL is equal to minus XS. Done? Yes. So here RL is equal to RS, right? Answer D. For ZL is equal to ZS conjugate, XL and XS relation is XL is equal to minus XS. See, this condition I have already given. So answer D. So now we'll solve one question. For the circuit shown below, find the value of load impedance for which source delivers maximum power. Find the value of load impedance means here the load is variable. They are saying load is variable. So you should tell at what value of load impedance the source will deliver maximum power to the load. We know that if load is variable, then ZL is equal to ZS conjugate, means RL is equal to RS, XL is equal to minus XS. So that implies load resistance is equal to 50, load impedance is equal to minus 20. So ZL is equal to 15 minus J20 is the answer. Let us see. 15 minus J20, answer is C. The load current in the circuit shown in the question 6. So in this question they are asking what is the load current. So load current in question 6 is I is equal to, if you add these two, these 15 plus J20 and 15 minus J20, this J20 will cancel. So V by total resistance 15 plus 15. So I is equal to 50 by 15 plus 15. So 50 by 30. 50 by 30. 5 by 3. What is the value of 5 by 3? 1.66. Angle 0. Since 3 2s are 6, so it less than 2. Angle 0. The maximum power delivered by the source in the circuit shown. So what is the maximum power delivered? Maximum power delivered is equal to current I square into load, right? Load resistance. So what is the value of I here? 1.66 whole square into load resistance 15. So calculate, answer will be here. So these are the basic questions which I have solved, and many other practice questions will be there. So solve those questions. I will give some link after some time. Just understand the concept. I will be posting practice questions in some dedicated VIP WhatsApp group, and some other questions I will be forming a PDF link or other. So drop down comment and I will reply with some practice questions link. So practice that and solve all the questions related to super maximum power transfer theorem. So 100% it has a weightage of 1 to 2 marks, right? Don't leave this question. 1 to 2 marks have a huge difference. So next, in the next lecture, part 4, we will be discussing, or we will be starting about network transients. Very important topic. So if anyone wanted to watch these transients live with having live comments and live doubt clearing section, please comment below so that I will understand. If students are more than 10 or equal to 10, I will start live classes for transients. If you want to teach me in Telugu separately, again drop down in comment section. Based upon the strength, I will do that. Okay, if you like the video, then like and subscribe for more content.